The US Navy is working to recover parts of what the White House says is a spy balloon from China. Lawmakers are close to learning more about what happened.
Congressional leaders from both parties will be briefed on this as early as tomorrow, and there are still a number of questions here about the timeline and the response.
The shootdown was dramatic, carried out by an F-22 fighter jet just before the Chinese balloon was about to exit U.S. airspace off the coast of South Carolina. President Biden said he gave the order back on Wednesday.
I want to compliment our aviators who did it, and we'll have more to report on this a little later. Thank you.
Well, they'll have more to report to Congress this week, where there are concerns over what was seen as a clear provocation by China, especially after the balloon was allowed to traverse most of the country on a path that included sensitive military sites before it was shot down.
What began as a spy balloon has become a trial balloon, testing President Biden's strength and resolve, and unfortunately, the president failed that test.
I'm grateful that the military took decisive action when they did and how they did, but we obviously have issues here.
The Pentagon says it didn't want to risk having debris rain down on populated areas. But China says the shoot-down was a provocation, and it derailed a visit there this week by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. And while the Navy and Coast Guard work to recover parts of the balloon, U.S. military officials say that Chinese balloons have entered U.S. airspace before, even during the Trump administration, something the former president and some of his top officials denied.
Well, it's not true. I can refute it. Former Secretary of Defense Mark Esper refuted it yesterday. Former Secretary of State and CIA Director Mike Pompeo has refuted it.
All of this as the president prepares for tomorrow's State of the Union address, and China may now figure prominently in that speech.